today what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a cash receipt against an invoice. You'll see here I have a $63,000 invoice for BAJ Investments. So that's outstanding on my sales or sales invoice summary, and you can see I can look that up very quickly. Now I'm going to do a cash receipt against that invoice by going into receive payment details. So receive payment details, when I do that, all I basically have to do is select the customer, because I'll probably have the check in front of me, BAJ Investments. I can pick the invoice for which I'm going to pay. That's going to put the total amount, unapplied amount up in the top of the detail. If I want to pay it all, I just double click on amount paid. I say how they paid it. They're going to pay it by check. I'm going to put in the check reconciliation, the check number for reconciliation purposes. I'm going to go ahead and save this transaction. And then basically what this transaction does when this transaction posts is it's going to create a debit to undeposited funds for the amount of the cash and a credit to accounts receivable to reduce the amount of the outstanding invoice, right? So basically you can see I'm set there. The only thing I have to do is post. Again, if you post in batch, you can go into batch posting and you could select all invoices to post at one time. Okay. So now at this point I've gone ahead and I posted that invoice individually. So now I'm going to go ahead and go into cash management, and this is where I would group my deposits. So if I had 20 checks for the day, I could go into bank deposit entry, go into bank deposits and create a new entry. And then basically what this allows me to do is pick a cash account, and I can pick the cash account that I was working with, and I can look at the undeposited funds in that cash account. And now that undeposited funds tells me, okay, here's the check that you just received, and that's in undeposited funds, and you really want to apply it to cash, so I can say okay, right? And now that's going to take that amount out of undeposited funds, and it's going to put it into the appropriate cash account, right? With and normally this would be with a bunch of other transactions, so it would be 6 or 8 or 10 transactions. So I'm going to go ahead and post that transaction now. Now that transaction's set. Now you've actually applied cash. Simple as that. Now if I go to my bank reconciliation for that cash account, I'm going to see Three Rivers. I'm going to see that particular bank deposit outstanding as of the 2nd, and it's available for clearing. So let's say that did clear my bank and I had no bank statement ending balance. Now this was the only thing that happened in the month, so I had a $63,916.46 deposit. So it's the only thing that happened in the month. I'd clear that deposit, and from there I could reconcile. So that's actually the cash receipts all the way to reconciliation on the bank book.